Hello, scholars, and welcome to lesson 3.2, domain and range. So let's go ahead and fill out what range or what domain and range are. So the domain of a function is the set of all possible input values, which are the x values, and the range of a function is a set of all possible output values, which are the y values. So domain, that's all my x values. Range, that's all my y values. So let's go ahead and look at example number 1. Find the domain and range of the function represented by the graph. So I actually went ahead and already wrote in some numbers. This one got erased. So on the x-axis, I just wrote in -2, -1, 0, and then this is 2 right here. And then on the y-axis, I wrote in -1, 0 is still there, 1 is right here, and 3 is right here, just to make sure we could read our graph clearly. So now again for the domain, so I'm going to ask myself, what are the x values? Where is it going on the x-axis? See how it starts right here at -2 on the x-axis. I'll go ahead and just kind of highlight it so you can see what I'm talking about. So see how it's starting from right here. So this is at -2 on the x-axis. And then my x values carry all the way to the right, all the way over here to 3 on the x-axis. So this dot right here is at 3 on the x-axis. So my domain are all my numbers between -2 and +3. And I write it like my inequality statement, right? X is greater than -2 and x is less than 3. So x is between all the numbers in between -2 and +3. So I'm going to go ahead and erase this part. And then let's go ahead and do our range, which is, again, now I'm looking at my y values. So instead of looking left to right, I'm going to look up and down. So starting where the graph is, let's highlight again. It's starting, again, on the y-axis at -1. So see how it's going through -1 on the y-axis. And then it's going all the way up to +2 on the y-axis. So it's everything in between -1 and +2. So I write that with a y now instead of an x. But I'm going to start with -1, and it's in between, and it goes all the way up to +2. Again, my y values are everything in between -1 and +2, and I write that as an inequality statement, as a compound inequality. You put the numbers, the minimum, maximum, and then you put the variable in between. All right, so let's go on to example number 2. So the domain of this graph, again, what are my x values? And this time there is this time there was also a closed circle. Whoops, so I made a mistake and we need to go back and put a line underneath. So we're going to put a line underneath all of these. So sorry, it includes -2, it includes +3, it includes -1, and it includes +2. So there we go. Make sure you have, if it's a closed circle, see, I make mistakes, right, all the time, actually. So make sure you have the right symbol. So now for letter B, so we have a closed circles again. And so that means it's going to include the numbers. So again, looking at the domain is looking at x values. So I am looking at my x-axis, and it's going from, this would be +1 right here to +5. So I'm going to write that as all my values in between +1 and +5. So again, domain, x values, range, y values. So the range is going to be, again, on the y-axis, the minimum would be down here at 0, and the maximum would be up here at 4. So that's going to be all values, all y values in between 0 and 4. Okay, hopefully we're getting the hang of this. If you want to go ahead and pause and see if you can figure out what this one's going to be, you can, or you can, just if you want to try it yourself. But I'll go ahead and explain. So now these have open circles, so they do not include those values. So with domain, the x values are going to be in between this value, which is 2, and between this value, which is 7. And again, I write that as just plain old less than symbols. So 2 is less than x, and x is a less than, we said 7. So because they're open circles, there's no line underneath. And then now for the range, that would be my y values. So that would be going from 1 to 6. So we're going to put 1 and 6. Y are all, y is all my y. I don't know how to say that. The y values are in between 1 and 6. There we go. All right. My last one, letter D, again, domain. And I keep highlighting just so we can see. But actually, let's not highlight. Let's see if we can do it without the highlighting. So the domain is going to be the x values. So that would be, again, looking on my x-axis. Looks like it's in between -4 and +2. So I'm going to write that as -4 is less than, and then we put the line because there's a closed circle, x, which is a less than or equal to 2. So again, you don't need the highlighter. Just looking at the x-axis, it's in between -4 and +2. And now my range, looking at the y-axis, looks like it's in between 6, and then actually look at the minimum. Even though this closed circle is where it looks like it ends, but the range, remember, is not ending at 3. It's actually going all the way down here to 2. It's going from the highest value is 6 and the lowest value is 2. So make sure you put 2 in there. So 2 is less than or equal to y, which is less than or equal to 6. Again, hopefully we understand. Actually, let's go ahead and do the highlighter. So 6, and then see how it goes to 2. That's the minimum, not 3 up here, even though this circle is right here. It goes to 2. So that's why my range is in between 2 and 6. And I think that will be it for this lesson. Yep. So we're going to go ahead and work on the Delta Math assignment. Let me know if you have any questions. And as always, good luck.